So they take one or two, they cannot put it in fridge. Anytime they have that issue, that burning sensation, they just take 2 spoons. Now the rule is this: if you are managing somebody with ulcer, there are kind of food that will help them. Number 1 is cabbage juice. Cabbage juice is one of the most powerful juice for ulcer because it contains vitamin U, and vitamin U is very high in antibiotic that can kill H. pylori. Cabbage juice, cucumber juice, cucumber juice, not the smoothie. Cucumber juice, pap water, unripe plantain water. So now, how do you prepare cabbage juice? As simple. You just, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they should take is just ordinary water. Ordinary water. After taking ordinary water, they can take 250 ml of cabbage juice. That's what they will use to break their fast. Or they take cabbage and cucumber salad. But me, I always prefer cabbage juice. Then after that, they can now make pap and honey. All your ulcer patients should love pap very well, fermented pap, because it is probiotic and they need probiotic very well. So after pap, you encourage them to eat things like okra soup and very soft swallow, so that the body will not need to stress itself to digest it. Okra soup and very soft swallow. Ewedu soup, ogbono soup, vegetable soup with very little oil, afang soup, edikaiko, ofe nsala. They can eat all those soup, but with very soft swallow. When they are eating, they must not drink water. It's either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after. "30 minutes before or 30 minutes after." Do I what? Any swallow. It should be very soft. And it should be very soft. Now, make sure they chew their food very well. Most ulcer patients don't chew their food. Make sure they chew their food very well, and then they don't eat late at night. If they eat late at night, they should walk around before they sleep. Let them walk around because of indigestion. Okay? Then the last thing at night that they will take is just 1 spoon of that aloe vera water. So your assignment now is you are going to draft me a plan for an ulcer patient using what I gave to you. You are going to draft me a plan for an ulcer patient using all the information I gave to you. Number 2, you are going to give me, browse 5 juice recipes for ulcer patients. 5 best juice recipe for ulcer patients. And then how to use, let me just teach you how to use the plantain water. The plantain water too works very well for ulcer patients. So if they are not using the aloe vera water, they can use the plantain water. Don't use the aloe vera water with the plantain water. So the plantain, just get unripe plantain, remove the back, cut it and soak it for like 3 days in water. So after soaking it, it is that water, just little, that they will just be taking 250 ml once a day for like 6 weeks. Ask me your question about ulcer. You will learn more when you start practical, when you start having patients, okay? So I'm going to send you some patients to consult with by next week and treat them for 3 months, or let's say 6 weeks is okay.
Okay, you made mention of average juice. How do I get the?
You can do it in 2 ways. You blend, add water and sieve the water, or you use juicer. So let's move on to diabetes. Huh?
It's the same.
The same thing, yes. The same thing. So let's move on to diabetes and hypertension. I'll be treating that one together. So from the name, hypertension is just an increase in what? The blood pressure. Pressure being exerted on the walls, okay? Making the heart to pump, to work harder than it's supposed to work. So majorly hypertension is now affecting a lot of people. And the major cause is now stress and too much sodium intake. Dehydration. Underlying medical condition. Now hypertension, the normal value is actually between, some people say 98. That we have, when you are measuring your blood pressure, you have the systolic and diastolic. The systolic is the up, diastolic is the down. Systolic is up, systolic is the up one, diastolic is the down one. So for systolic, normally it can be between 100 to like 125 or 120. Over diastolic is between 60 or 65 to like 80, 85. And sometimes it depends on age. So the older somebody gets, the higher the value. So you are going to get the latest WHO chart for high blood pressure now. Now, what are the fruits that can actually help for high blood pressure? Number 1, celery. Number 2, beetroot. Number 3, ginseng. Banana. Avocado. Ginger, garlic. And bryophyllum, that's miracle leaf. If somebody has high blood pressure, the first thing you have to do is to check for their age and how long they've been having it, so that you know if it is stress or not. You ask for their sleep pattern, how well they sleep and how well they rest. You ask for how well they drink water. Sometimes it's dehydration. So some people, you can just place them on water therapy for 2 weeks. The blood pressure will drop. So what is water therapy? Water therapy is the fact that almost everything they take is liquid. So they wake up in the morning, they take a glass of warm water. Every 3 or 2 hours, they take a glass of warm water. You make sure that they eat more of fruits and vegetables. So if you have hypertensive patients that the blood pressure is very high, you can place them on 3 days or 2 days water therapy first. If they don't have ulcer, water therapy and food, they can eat only once a day. Then after that 2 days, you tell them to rest, sleep well, and check their BP the next day. So another tea you can prescribe for people with high blood pressure is banana tea. For people who don't sleep well, so banana tea, all you just have to do is get ripe bananas, wash them, and boil for 10 minutes. Cut and boil everything for 10 minutes. Then you sip the water and drink. That's your banana tea. Chamomile tea too is very, very good because it's going to help them to relax. Chamomile tea is very good for them. Another tea that is very good for them is ginger and garlic tea. But for the garlic, you have to blend it. Like you have to smash it and leave it for like 15 minutes to release the allicin in it before you can use it.
Ginger and garlic.
Yes. If they have ulcer, do not use ginger. Only garlic is okay.
Okay. It should be left for how many minutes before?
15 minutes. The garlic, you leave it for 15 minutes before you use it. So you match it and leave it for 15 minutes before you can release the power in it, the powerful substance allicin in it. So the next thing you do is to place them on juice therapy. So every morning it has to be green smoothies. So you can do beetroot, banana and dates, or avocado, banana and dates, or celery juice, beetroot and apple. So you are the one that will create combination from that one I gave to you. Then you tell them to change their table salt to sea salt and exercise 10 minutes walk or jumping or skipping every day or dance. And then last but not the least, you make sure you tell them to always try as much as possible to massage themselves. Self-massage. When they are bathing, let them not just scrub. Let them use their hand once in a while, you know, to massage into their body with the soap and the soap while bathing. And at night, they should do more of warm water before they sleep, or warm tea. So that's the basic for hypertension. Warm water, warm tea. So that's the basic. When you start practical, you get to know more. Diabetes. Your assignment is to go and read about the definition of diabetes and the types of diabetes. We have type 1, type 2, type 3. But I'm going to major on type 2 because that's what they're affecting a lot of people, and that's where most time lifestyle can help. So type 2 diabetes is majorly caused by insulin insufficiency. When there is insulin and the body is not using the insulin well, it can really be caused by too much of carbohydrate food, sedentary lifestyle. All the unhealthy habits can cause diabetes. So if you have somebody with high blood sugar, how do you help the person? Number one, apple cider vinegar is a must. Abere seed, they call it osu. Write it, you check all those things in Google. Abere seed, bitter gourd, cinnamon. The fruits they can eat: cucumber, tomatoes, garden egg, avocado, apple. Cucumber, avocado, apple, lemon, lime. Now, what are the kind of food? So when you are helping somebody with diabetes, you need to focus more on their food. Make sure that their food is very high in fiber. Very, very high in fiber. So you don't give juice to people who are diabetes. Can you see the difference now? Because it's going to hike their sugar level, it might not be great. So you do more of smoothies, green smoothies. So your assignment again So your assignment is to actually get smoothie combinations. See, there is work to do. Smoothie combinations for diabetes. So all those fruits I gave to you. Now, what are the food they can eat? Fonio, oats. They can even eat eba, but in a small quantity with plenty soup. Make sure that all your diabetic patients, they eat soup a lot. The soup should be more than the swallow. Beans, sweet potato. There are so many food they can eat. So the first second assignment I'm giving you people on diabetes is 30 local food that a diabetic can eat. Local Nigerian food a diabetic can eat. Now, how do you use apple cider vinegar? I'm going to teach you how to use how to make apple cider vinegar next 2 weeks. But for now, let us talk about, because you are going to be making it and you are going to be selling. So that's part of what the class is all about. It's not about coming to pay for class. So before the end of 2 weeks, you have gotten your value of your money times 1 million. So how to use apple cider vinegar to help people with blood sugar. So you just take 1 or 2 spoons in warm water and drink for every food that they eat, so that it will help the body digest that glucose fast to glycogen. One tablespoon in warm water, 500 ml of water, 1 tablespoon. Then you can do cinnamon tea too. So how to make cinnamon tea? You buy your cinnamon and buy clove, 1 teaspoon each. You boil for 10 minutes and you add apple cider vinegar. For somebody with very high blood sugar, you do that tea alongside the diet plan. Mama, I'm not seeing your face, so.
Hey, you want to speak here, man?
Please. Oku, I need to see your face. Mama, how are you now?
Nice to meet you.
It's so nice to see you. Don't mind me, I've been up and down. But I'm ready for you guys. I'm ready.
The next time, I will be meeting you and doing the same.
Amen. No problem. So for the diabetes tea, yeah, it's okay. For the diabetes tea, teaspoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of clove, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So you boil the cinnamon and clove for 10 minutes. You sieve the water and then you add 1 spoon of apple cider vinegar. So anybody with very high blood sugar, you prescribe that tea for them morning and night with a healthy meal plan. It's going to crash it down. So another tea for the apple cider vinegar is tablespoon. For the others, teaspoon. With just half of this cup, like 500 ml, just your normal tea cup. Your normal tea cup. So aside that, there is one that works like magic. So you have to watch the person's blood sugar very well. The name of the seed in Yoruba is abere seed. So you go and check for it, abere seed. All you have to do is, grind it into powder, put it in water and soak it for about 6 hours. So when you soak it for about 6 hours, once the person finish eating, just make sure that the person is not on high dose of this thing of diabetic medication. So once the person finish eating, you can give the person will drink the juice. Then the person should do that consecutively. Just half cup, half tea cup.